So, hi everybody. This is a very unique video of mine to share with you. It's my first ever interview on this channel. We're just gonna have a discussion surrounding the theme of gospel music and different various subjects pertaining to that. I have with me the phenomenal Bev Harris, the God specializes lady. Come on, everybody! Like, you know who this is. Would you like to introduce yourself for us?
Oh my goodness. I'm Beverly, but please call me Bev. I don't consider myself phenomenal. I
Oh,
just consider myself someone that just does their best in what I do as far as singing goes. But I don't know what else to describe myself as.
yeah,
Just a bubbly person that loves people. First and foremost, loves God,
yeah.
loves people, and just loves to be me. I'll put it that way.
Yes, certainly. I haven't know. I personally haven't known you as long as I'm sure many of your friends have known you, but I can definitely say one thing I admire about you, Bev, is that you have a very bubbly personality, and that's something I personally love because it's too much dry, sad energy in this world. So we need a lot of people, more people with some positive twists on things, and you don't find that everywhere. So I do appreciate that about you, and of course, your
Oh
amazing voice is it almost broke my neck last Sunday. I said,
my God. I can't.
I was sitting up there at the front, like, all right, praise the Lord, and I hear you. I'm like, oh, okay then. So of course, I for me personally, when it comes to singers, music is one of my biggest passions. Of course, you probably already know that following me on my social media, but I when I hear a person that really that sings particularly, my ears usually go up because I've been doing that since I've been a kid. But when I when I first really heard you sing, of course, I saw your YouTube videos. With that beautiful song you did, "My Help." Wonderful job on that. Very encouraging song, and you just
Oh,
yeah, no, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember watching that and just saying like she's very not just a beautiful singer, but very sincere, very uncommon with a lot of singers. A lot of times you get caught up in the how, but not in so much of the what. So that's something that I really admire about what you do. And I notice, especially not just that you love to sing, but you're very, vocally, you're very deliberate in a lot of things, even if you probably don't intend to be. And I can break that down a little bit more, which is distinguishable from a lot of other people that enjoy to sing and people that kind of know what they're doing while they're singing. So I
mm,
do, yeah. There's a very big contrast, but
I
I know,
know what you mean.
yeah, 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 yeah. And so I love that about your gift. So just to really jump right into this interview, how long has it been since you really started singing, or has this been something you just kind of grew up doing?
Believe it or not, um, I was very shy when
Uh-huh.
I was a kid. And my first song I ever led, I think it was Jesus Be Offense, one of my favorites. And my mom was the choir director at the time. So I think I started singing in the choir at 11, but I didn't know I could sing. I just
Mhm.
didn't. Maybe I just never really sung like that when I was a kid. You know how some kids at 2, they're like singing, but I didn't know I could sing. So one day I think I was singing on the playground or something. And one of my friends was like, Beverly, like, you sound really good. And I was just like, really? Oh, okay. Like, I didn't pay no mind. So 11, I told my mom, I was like, well, I'll join the choir at 11. So I didn't sing my first song in front of anybody till I was like 13. And so what actually encouraged me to sing the way that I do, I guess, is we were getting ready to sing. And I think the first time my mom wanted me to sing or something, I can't remember how it went, but it was like a choir anniversary. So we did the song and I was getting ready to lead and I was scared. I was really scared. I was like, man, I don't know how this sounds. Because I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't hear myself. I don't know or remember how I even sounded.
Mm.
And so I remember singing, this is my friend starting singing, and my dad stood up and he was like, "Girl, you better sing." And I was like, "Is he talking to me?" I was like, "Did
Right,
my dad
shock.
just tell me to sing?" So it has been zero stop signs since then. It's
Wow.
like, that was the push that I needed
Hmm.
because I didn't realize what was going on. I just thought my mom gave me the song. I don't even know if my family knew I could really sing like that. In choir rehearsal, I don't remember how it was then. I was so young. It was so long ago. So I don't really know when my family even found out. But I knew when my dad found out because it's like he had never heard me sing before. So it took me being up until 13 basically to know that I had something. And
Right.
my dad was the reason why. And I don't think I've ever told him that. And still haven't to this day, but he's the reason why I don't slow down with that because he's been my encourager since day one. So
Well, praise the Lord. Thank God for Mr. Harris.
oh yeah, Pop is he's
Yeah.
the inspiration behind it. So
Yeah, that's a wonderful story. And it's almost like it's like a it's like for you that would be like the rise of a superhero, that initial experience that they have. And I think that's a wonderful thing, that it's always good to have that person in your life that can really be the catalyst for you to go and venture into things sometimes you never even would see yourself in. And I think that's wonderful. Do you remember the song? You said it was Jesus Be Offense, what you sang at
Jesus be
13?
offense. It was the first verse. This is my prayer, Lord, that I
Oh,
pray each and every. And I didn't know how I sounded, but
yeah,
evidently Pop heard it and he was like, "That's my
yeah.
daughter."
That's right. That's so sweet. That's awesome. Would you say, amongst, I know you have, I think I know Destiny's your sister. It, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Shonda your sister as well?
She is
Okay, 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 okay.
sister.
Shonda,
It's six girls.
six girls. Oh, okay, okay. So do you guys all sing to some degree, or would you say you kind of just
We
took it further?
we all sing. Like
Oh, okay.
this is the thing. Growing up, and I get on them about this every now and
Yeah.
then. That's why they call me Mama Number Two. Because I'm like, first of all, when we were kids, I never led. I
Mm,
never led a song. I always sung soprano. I
yeah.
always sung backup. That was my thing.
Yeah. Your area.
But it's like the older I became, two of my older sisters, they used to lead
Mm.
songs. And they know who they are. And if I say their names, they're gonna be mad. So I'm just gonna be like,
Anonymous.
they would lead a lot of songs in the church. They would. And
Mm.
the church we used to attend. And what happened was the older that I became, then people began to hear me sing, and then
Mm.
they didn't want to lead as much anymore. So they would call up the Harris sisters to sing, and they look at me and be like, "Go ahead," and I'd be
Right.
like, "I can't harmonize by myself. Damn, we don't want to sing tonight. Can you just sing for us,
Mm.
please?" So it became that type of deal. But we all sing, and we all
Mm.
sung growing up in the choir. So it's not like they don't have a voice. They just
Yeah.
choose not to use
Not
it,
to
I guess,
use
in
it.
the way that I do. I guess not
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
have to, but I think they just prefer to be in the background. They'll tell me that in a heartbeat.
Well, that's awesome. I think that's a beautiful thing to be able to have six sisters, and you guys all, are musically inclined. That there must have been some fun times.
They're my favorite people to sing with. Like
It's awesome.
it's it's really hard singing with people
Mm.
other than my sisters
Wow.
because I know what they're capable of. They know what I'm capable of.
Mm.
They're the only people in this world that I can truly say I can start singing. We all start singing. I'll start singing like the song with my hands lifted up. So I'll just say the opening part. I'll say with my hands lifted up.
Right.
I grab the soprano note.
Yeah.
Destiny comes in at alto. Rita and Shonda come in at the tenor part.
Yeah.
I can close my eyes and then I can peek and open one eye and they're all with their eyes closed. They're the only people that I can do that with because I know we're
Yeah.
comfortable with each other. We know each other. And I'll be like, yeah, this is it. It
Yeah.
only makes sense with them.
That's very unique. I've never heard it told like that. Yeah, that has to be some, definitely a familial bond, and growing up with hearing each other's sounds and vibes, that makes it the harmonies so much more tight.
Right.
phenomenal. I think it's amazing.
Thank
Awesome. So let me know, Bev, from you, who are some of your favorite gospel artists that you enjoy through the years?
you. Okay, so if I'm going to go old school,
All right, take us back now.
oh yeah, I'm gonna take you all the way back to James Moore.
Uh oh.
James Moore is one of my all-time favorites. He's
Yeah.
one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
James Moore and Frank Williams,
Mm.
and then I'm gonna move a little bit closer up, and I'm gonna well no, Vanessa Bell Armstrong is one of mine.
Yes. Yes.
John P. Keeby from the same city.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we from the same
I
city.
can't say
John
nothing
P.
about him.
Huh?
I said I can't say nothing bad about him.
Well, hey, it is what it is. But I love me some John P. Key.
Yes.
He's I love me some just there his vocals alone. Even though he has a choir, it's like
Right.
his vocals alone. Like these are the people that I listen to their vocals alone.
Right. Okay.
So it would be James Moore, Vanessa Bell Armstrong, Frank Williams, John P. Key, and then if I move a little closer up, my all-time favorite female gospel artist, my all-time favorite, hands down, no questions asked, Tamala Mann.
All right. Okay.
She's my favorite. And then I got Smokey Norfolk in there. I
Hmm.
love him. And then I'm gonna throw Jay Moss in there. That's one of
All
my
right.
other
Of
favorites.
course.
And if I go a little bit more closer to these times, I would say Leandria Johnson.
Mm.
And then I think it's one other. I was thinking about that today. I was like, it's somebody else. And then I kind of slide in Molly music a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's kind of different, but I
Yeah.
went from like
Yeah.
traditional to like kind of new
Yeah.
school to kind of like new school. But I,
Yes.
it's something about Yahweh, like
Yeah.
and his voice. Like I love like
Yes.
Molly music's voice. Like I just love to
Yes.
hear him sing. So yeah,
Yes.
I
I
like
think
him.
I think that's amazing. And as you were telling me about the different artists, I just think it's amazing how you went from old to new almost so effortlessly, because that is a testament, everybody that's watching this, to a true singer and artist. And because the fact that you have such a wide range, or have listened and do listen to such a wide range of artists, not just spanning from, the early or these early years, but decades past, shows such versatility and creativity in your singing style. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, that is amazing. There's a lot of people that won't listen to nothing, but K Love, all this stuff like modern, they won't listen to anything unless it's a worship track. You know what I'm saying? And
And I ain't gonna lie, some of that stuff bores me, but go
it,
ahead.
it's some of them. Listen, all it really is just sizzle music nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It really is just like it.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
not as much. It's more so nowadays, more how the song is written
Mm,
versus how the song is sung.
mm.
And I think, the words don't matter as much as it used to.
Yeah, certainly.
Like the words, of course, they have good sounding words, but
Yeah.
it's like the flow, everything back in the day, just had more. And it's the same thing with R&B and rap and stuff. It's like it had more depth, it had more meaning in it, and it took you to a different emotional place
Yes.
versus like you thinking on how good that person sound versus those words that come across in that song.
Right.
That's sort of, it's such a change. It's such a
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. And just to touch on what you're saying, a very, very true point. I've had this conversation with family members of mine many times about how, that years ago, songs really had more so of a message. And to be honest, that's across the board, even in other genres of music, as I'm sure you might have heard it said, a little bit dabbling in the history of rap. And this is just to make context. It's even most people know even rap had more of a message than it does now, because rap
Absolutely.
they used to play rap that was trying to teach you the importance of education and the dangers of crack. But unfortunately, most rap is just about getting the bag and who you can sleep with and things like that. So you can even see the contrast in other genres of music, and unfortunately, the same with gospel music. I mean, like you said, there's not a, it's not a bad thing to have simple lyrics, but I do think it's very, very dangerous when we go further and further away from the why. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
leaving a song, I really miss, those classic verse one and verse two and the bridge, and but now
Yes.
it's just like one line, then a vamp the whole song. You know what I'm
The
saying?
whole song.
Yeah.
Right. You better
So
know all the ad libs in the
yes.
universe for you to be able
Yeah.
to carry that song for a long time.
Exactly.
Because after a
Exactly.
while, you're like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. It's pretty much just run on at that point. But I totally agree, and I think your head is definitely in the right area when it comes to that as well. So I want to ask you some vocal questions. So
mm,
what are some you don't got to be super technical, just kind of give me some
I
Bev.
do my best. I'll
Yeah,
put it
just
that
give me
way.
some, just give me, I'll guide you,
Okay, good.
So what are some things you've noticed about the way you sing that has changed through since you were 13 years old? Like, what are some things? Have singing become more challenging? Like, are you able to simple things? Like, have you noticed that as you got older, you're able to project more? Are you able to hold notes longer? Is it, do you have challenges vocally that when you sing, are there certain things you wish you could do? Like, can you kind of dabble into that a little bit?
Absolutely. Because that's one thing I do analyze about myself
Right.
as I sit back and I think I'm like, man, like when I was younger, I could just
Mm-hmm.
X, Y, Z, and now I'm like struggling to hit my soprano note. That's why
Yeah.
when I sung Sunday night, I was so terrified at one point because I
Mhm.
was like, oh my gosh. And a lot of people don't realize I get nervous before I sing.
Oh,
And I mean really nervous. And a lot of people
oh,
don't think that that's even possible.
yeah,
But I'm like,
certainly.
no one really knows how I'm standing there shaking like a leaf and praying, like, Lord, please just give me this.
Yeah.
Because especially with a song like that, it's like that high note. I was like, can I actually hit this in public
Mhm.
and not crack when I'm up there? But I've noticed that my range has dropped a little bit. I
Mm.
can't sing those high notes as much as I used to when I was like 20.
Okay.
When I was 20, I could hit a high note
Yeah,
but
no face. Yeah.
I I still realize that there is still growth in me though,
Okay.
because um whenever it just depends, like my energy is still there. My energy is definitely still, and if anything has increased, my energy probably has increased. Kind of crazy,
Okay.
but that has really like when I'm singing fast songs and I just dump myself into the song.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, like my range has changed. I used to, that's why I think somebody asked me, what do I sing? And I said, I sing soprano. And someone that was standing nearby was like, what? Like, I thought you sung alto. And I was like, no. And it was like, well, every time you lead in a
Mm.
alto, range. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But I said, that's only because I can't lead in the soprano range.
That's that y'all that's watching, that's that cheating soprano stuff. Yeah.
I'm telling you. But I used to feel like I was a true soprano,
Right.
but I can't hit them notes no more like I used to. And I think it's because I have not challenged myself to do them. So me singing that song Sunday night was it really fell on my heart, but at the same time, it was also me challenging myself to not allow a song that fell on my heart to go to waste.
Right.
Um, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna sing these high notes. And honestly, I was shocked at myself
Yeah.
because
Listen.
when I began to hold those notes, I was like, who
Listen.
is singing this? Like, who is that?
Listen. I don't know what amen it was, but you did. When I heard you start the amen, I was like, all right. And then I heard the vibrato come through. I was like, okay, then. I was
Well, pray
holding
for
it.
me.
Listen, you did that.
Uh, a lot of people don't know, but there was a few years back when I went to get my vocal cords looked at because I could not sing.
Wow.
I couldn't sing. And it was the first time in my life where I could not sing.
Wow.
And every time I attempted to sing, whether it was back up behind somebody in church,
Mhm.
my throat was burning.
Oh,
And it was painful from like here to my chest. And I remember crying and I was just like, God, I know I'm not, you know, I know if I'm not able to sing again, I'm
Mhm.
still, still the woman that I have always been,
Right.
and I'm still gonna give you the praise that you deserve. But the
Mhm.
bottom line is, Lord, this is something you gave to me.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said, and I believe in giving it to you.
that's right.
So therefore, please like heal my vocal cords because I went to the doctor and they were saying that there were polyps forming on my vocal
Mm,
cords
I've
that were
heard of that.
preventing me from singing.
Mhm.
And I remember Erica Campbell actually
Yeah,
talking about, her vocal cords were bleeding and stuff. And
yeah,
so I was like, God, you gave me these vocals for your glory, and I have not sat on this talent. So I
yeah,
need you to work this out for me because
that's right.
if anybody gonna stand up and gonna sing like they ain't got good sense for you, it's gonna be me.
We need
And
to
I don't
bed.
care because that's just the type of person I've always been.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing that I believe I can give 1,000% in.
Mm-hmm.
So to have that ruined even for 3 months, I
Mm.
was like, God, I
Wow.
need you to fix this. So I literally had to put myself on vocal rest. I did not sing in church.
Mm.
I did not sing at home. I did not sing in the car. I didn't sing at all. And it killed me.
That's
Well,
hard.
killed me in a sense.
Yeah,
Like
I understand.
so to hear myself like change up and see my range decrease and stuff like that, that's why I can appreciate the choir because it allowed me to get back up into those high pitches and I mean, I come from a small choir back home where a lot of the times I was like carrying the soprano section, and because it was so few of us.
Yeah.
So to hear myself go hoarse, one or two things is happening. I'm not singing correctly, or I'm giving it everything I got to the point where I don't have no voice again.
Right.
So I think that's what's been like the beauty of it all. I don't even know what question you asked, but the
Well,
bottom line, I've heard a change in my voice as I've gotten older. Some good, some not so good, and I've been trying to work on trying to get it back to where I want it to be, or get it at a place where I can have longevity with my vocals.
yeah.
Um, but honestly, I do pray a lot, and I always pray
Yeah.
and ask God to, just bless my vocal cords and just make sure that I can use them for His glory. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I fall back on when I can't do nothing else, and when everything seems like it's not working. I do pray and I ask God to do it for me. So
Yes. Amen. Yeah.
not to be all deep and stuff, but I'm just
No,
saying.
listen. Oh no. No, no, no. Depth is good. Let me say, I can. I'm so glad that God blessed you to get through that. That's definitely a testimony worthy of sharing, and thank you for sharing that on this video. I'm sure it'll be encouraging to somebody. I can definitely understand, that being someone that myself as well that's pretty much been singing since I can remember. I always give, of course, give all God all the praise and thanks for that. But that being considered, my mother, she's been definitely placed in my life as a very instrumental tool as to kind of the model of my singing love, and I always look back at this particular experience, not the same, but when I was young, just to make a long story short, I was sick a certain type of way as well, with something from actually I was a baby, and I my mother would told me that the doctors wanted to perform certain surgery on my throat, and basically like something along the lines of put like a tube down my throat because I was having issues breathing and stuff like that. But she prayed, and God came through. So I
And
look
look at you now. Can't stop you from singing.
Listen, no, I'm telling you, I know my mom to this day.
Great though.
Sometimes,
It's great. I love it.
yeah, I just, and so I can definitely relate with that. The love for my love for singing is so exceeding a lot of things and it's helped me. It's very, I'm sure it's therapeutic for you as it is for me, and I can't thank God enough for it. I don't take that for granted because having a voice to talk is one thing, having a voice to sing is another.
Oh yeah.
I definitely. I
I think
de-
some people probably would prefer me to sing more than talk, but it's all right.
it is like, shut up and sing, girl.
Right. I think I was talking to somebody on the phone the other day. It was like, if you were close about to ask you to sing a song. I was like, okay.
That's
Whatever makes you happy.
That's hilarious. Oh, let me ask you this. When you were going through school, have you ever, I've experienced this personally on many occasions, but have you ever had people, your peers, come up to you and say, "Hey, Bev, I heard you sing. Sing something for me." Like, have you ever experienced somebody just randomly asking you to sing at some
Ah,
point?
I have, and
What was your response to that?
oh my gosh, it used to tear me up. I used to be like, "No, I can't sing. No, I'm not gonna do that." They'd be like,
Correct.
"What?" I'm like, and you're just gonna put me on the spot. But it got worse when I got in college because my
Mm,
friends would put me on. Like if we would go, I had a lot of. I was in two gospel groups, but I was in this one gospel group in my college that when we would go out to eat.
mhm.
And so we would always go to IHOP because you know IHOP
Okay.
always stay open late, right? So we come in there after like a concert or whatever,
Yeah.
and everybody be all in their singing mode and you know humming. And
Mhm.
me, I'm just like, I'm hungry. I ain't studying none of that. I'm just hungry. So they'd be like, y'all seem like y'all a choir, y'all sing, and everybody be like, yeah. I'm just like, you know, not paying any
Over
mind. I'm like, I just want to order my food. And so they were like, well, who's the singer? Who's the person that, you know, who's the singer? Everybody. Bev me. If y'all don't be quiet, I am hungry. I didn't come here to sing.
They always point out the soloists, I'm telling you.
So then now it's funny though, because all of my friends could sing. All of them.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm just saying to myself, like, I'm not the only one here that can sing. And they were like, it don't matter. We want you to sing.
That's
So
hilarious.
in IHOP, I'm singing just a little bit. But
You
I'm
gotta
like, oh my
praise
gosh, like
praise
I
the
didn't
Lord at
understand.
all times.
I'm just like, y'all get, and I would tell them, y'all get on my nerves. And everybody just be laughing, like, just sitting there listening to me sing, and they be like, told you. And then the
Yeah.
lady we were like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, I don't have time for this. This is why I don't like hanging out with y'all. That's what I would tell. This is why I don't like going
Mhm.
nowhere with y'all, because I like to put me on the spot. And I
For
said, oh,
sure.
y'all can sing. I mean, everybody could sing. And I'm just
Wow.
saying to myself, like, y'all gonna point me out. And then in high school,
Mhm.
I don't really. I think I may have had that happen a few times, but I think what used to bother Destiny is that
Mm.
when people found out she was my sister
Oh.
after I graduated, they would be like, you know, do you sing like your sister be singing? Sing.
Oh.
And my sister said she would be like, look,
Oh.
look here. I'm not Beverly. I don't sing. Okay,
Right, I'm a whole
that's
different
her,
person.
not me. And I'm saying and I would look at her when she tell me that, I would be like, you know good and well you sing. And you can sing. So why you not singing? She was like, I don't care. Because they came up to me and told me, do you sing like Beverly? I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just like, but I've had it a couple of times, but honestly, I can't really remember in high school as much. But in college, because all my friends that I hung around, we sung, we walked around singing, we,
Mm.
you know, walked in the mall and somebody would bust out singing. And, you know,
Oh.
so I remember, you know, people us getting put on the spot like that, but not really much in high school because chorus people aren't really the cool people. So nobody's really
Ah,
gonna be,
listen.
you know, and I mean I don't care. I don't want to be cool because I'm me. So, you
That's
know,
right. That's right. And you are a whole posse all by yourself. For real. Would you please, for the people and for the encouragement and for the praising adoration of God,
oh my gosh.
will you please? Will you please? Will you please
Oh my
sing a little bit? Maybe the first verse, so you don't like go that high of total praise. That Lord, I will lift up just a little. You can stop whenever you want.
okay.
Just a little bit.
Oh, okay. You chose the song too. Okay, so that means I have to sing
That
it. Okay.
that encouraged the folk. So whenever
Let me see.
you're ready.
Lord, I will lift mine eyes to the hills, knowing my help is coming from you. Your peace you give me in time of the storm. Should I stop there? Yeah, I'm gonna
If
stop
you
there.
want, that was beautiful. Yes, you worked. See that was that smart singing, that falsetto. That's good. I loved it. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
could just
no
listen to that
worries.
for all day long. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you so much for that.
no worries, no worries. Absolutely. Yeah.
No.
Well, I will say, if people are watching this, and I guess it's just my 2 cents, and a little snippet of a story. Um, Believe it or not, there was a time when I wasn't so confident in my vocals and how I allowed someone else's opinion of my style of singing to
Wow.
discourage me. I never forget, I was in one of the singing groups that I mentioned, not the one that we always go out to AHA because I love them.
Mhm.
But I was in another group, and the director, just being himself, he wasn't trying to, hurt my feelings or nothing like that. But he was like, Bev, you can sing, you can really sing. He was like, but your style of singing is very old school. And he was like, you can kind of, change it up a little bit, like I helped, one of the other girls, and now look at the way she sounded. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, this is the way I sing. I said, this is my voice. I said, this is what God gave me.
That's
I
right.
said, so I'm going to use it, and I just, to anybody, for anything, whatever God gives you, that's for you. If it's your voice, your talent, your skill, that's what he entrusted you with to be able to give back to him. And it discouraged me for a little bit, to the point where I considered kind of like trying to change my style a little bit. So I started listening to like Kim Burrell and people
Mm,
that did a lot of riffs and runs. And but I ain't
mhm.
gonna lie, now that's one person I left out. I love Kim, but I also love Dorinda. Um, yeah,
Wow, I ain't gonna even say nothing. Go
Dorinda
ahead.
is my favorite Clark
Yes.
sister.
Yeah. I give you
I know
that.
Karen is your favorite,
Yeah.
but I just
Yeah.
understand the power of embracing
Yes.
what
Yes.
was given to you. And although I love to hear people sing, one thing I have learned, I
Mhm.
may incorporate a little bit of what someone else has
Right.
done, but at the end of the day, it's what God gave me.
Right.
And so I don't try to duplicate,
No.
because when he told me that, it broke my spirit for a little
Mm.
bit. And
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? Evidently these people don't respect. All they're about is the way you sound. They're not about
Mhm.
what your story is when you're singing, your connection with God that you're having. Like, there are times when
Right.
I'm singing
No, yeah.
and I close my eyes, and if anybody sees me and they see a big smile on my face while I'm singing, it's only because I'm actually hearing what's coming out of my voice.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, like, God, you gave this to me. Like, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying as in my head as I'm singing a
Yes.
song. I'm like,
Yes.
God, you gave this to me. Like,
You did.
you're awesome. And I mean, I'm pretty sure people are like, what's the devil smiling so hard? But in my mind, I'm enjoying what God gave me.
Right.
And it doesn't matter about anybody else. And it doesn't
Yes.
matter who's clapping or who's quickening or
That's
who's,
right. That's
the
right.
bottom line is he gave this to me.
Yeah, he did.
And he he don't want me to sit on that or change it over to what somebody else that thinks that I should sound like,
Yeah.
because they don't like the gift God gave me.
Right.
Why do they matter?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so just be true to what you have and tweak it, as you see fit,
Right.
perfect it, definitely perfect it. And I'm a very conscious singer, and sometimes that bothers me too, that I'm a
Mhm.
conscious singer, because I get on my own nerves with that.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, oh, stop thinking so much every now. But that's only when I'm singing a slow song and there
Mm.
is no backup.
Listen, yeah.
But when I'm singing a fast song, oh, I
Yeah.
don't care.
You're right.
But
That's
when I
right.
know everybody's listening, that's the time when I'm like very critical, and I have to snap
Mhm.
out of that and just like give it to God. And so all that to say, just embrace what you have and perfect what you have. It doesn't matter if you play keys, if you play bass,
Yeah.
if you play drums, if you sing,
Right.
the harmonica,
Mhm.
whatever it is, I've learned to just be myself. And I think that's one of the best things I could have done for me, was to just
Right.
embrace what he gave me. And I'm very appreciative of it. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna do my best not to take it for granted.
embrace what you have and perfect it. I think that's phenomenal advice. I keep saying phenomenal. What am I? Like a British emperor?
It's all right. I like the word phenomenal, but go ahead.
There's not no such thing as a British emperor, but yes, I think that's wonderful advice. And you know, like you said, I think it's very important to take to just like how to learn how to be a good uh, painter, you don't go shadow a mechanic. So it's always good to find somebody that you can see, just a form of what aspire to be, or what is possible. Because there's like in a video that I released, I was talking a little bit about Karen Clark Sheard, and I was saying how she personally taught me. Uh, of course, there's not much she can teach me because I'm a man, and I'll never be able to do what she does. And like you said, it's very, very important
You,
to
you could, but go
no,
ahead.
no, listen,
In your own way. You can do it in your own way.
yeah, that's exactly my point. Like when it comes to hitting certain notes like D6s and all them up there, I won't be able to do that because my voice is not capable. And
I
so
know what you mean.
yeah,
Testosterone.
praise God for that. Amen. But one thing I can say is that I learned from her is that there's so much more that can be achieved, and there's such a this possibilities are so wide to what you can do with your voice. So that's what intrigued me about, and exactly that's why I see her as one of the templates for a good
And
vocalist.
she's not scared.
Oh no, she do some
She's
stuff. I'd be
not
like,
scared.
how do
If
you come
she
up with
could sing with a balloon coming down off a bridge, she would do it. Like she's not
that?
scared vocally. Like nothing scares Karen. And I think she is phenomenal as a singer.
Yeah.
Me, I love Dorinda only because Dorinda give you just enough to the point where you be like, man,
Listen,
I want to sing a little bit longer.
right. Yeah. I feel like she has a good balance between I can amaze you with my vocals, but I can also give you something to just listen to and enjoy. Because I think a lot of people sometimes Karen just be like blasting, and they're just like, "Oh Lord," you know what I'm saying? But some people just want to just chill out. So,
Yeah.
so I get
Yeah.
it. But going back to your point, I thank you for sharing that advice with my viewers, and of course, I think that you're a great example of that. And thank you for sharing about the little testimony that you shared about how that what you do when you're singing. It's very amazing to see your level of humility, and I definitely won't, lack of better words, I definitely won't look at you the same if I do see you in church singing. And it's that even makes me so much more encouraged to see how that you're genuine about your gift. And of course every good gift comes from God. So I'm definitely grateful for that as well.
Oh, thank you.
So
Pray for me.
yeah, certainly will. Likewise. So would you tell us what's going on with you? Any new songs coming up? Are you working on projects? I hear rumors on the roads and some shoes. Come on now.
Well, you know what? I've always had well, I've always wanted to like first of all, you said new songs coming up. I'm like, I would love to like do an album. I would love to do an album one day.
Come on,
Um,
get on the covers now. You see me out
no, I don't see that's my thing. I just want to get in the studio
here.
and just sing
Yeah,
my behind off and walk out of there. And I don't even care if any tracks get laid. I just want to sing. Like
right.
I just get so frustrated sometimes. I just want to sing.
Same,
But
right.
other than that, no new songs coming. Well, no, I do have some songs. Somebody just brought me a song last night at church that they want me to sing, so I've been working on that.
I
I'm
gotta get
like,
my phone
okay,
out.
I'll take requests, I guess. But
You know what I need to do? You know what I need to do, Bev? When next time I go to church with you, Lord willing, and I just if you get up, I just need to take my phone. I just do this and just do this
no,
so I can be blessed and get it on video at the same time.
that'll be the one day when I crack and mess up and sound a mess, and you be like, delete.
No, no, but yeah.
But like, but like it's Elijah's fault. You up there trying to put that phone down.
Oh man, no, but yeah, like what you were saying.
It's all right. But yeah, other than I just that's what I want. I want to do an album one day. But
Yeah.
The only other thing that I have, well, one of the things, I'm not gonna say the only other, because
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty
I know
sure
you'll be
like
busy.
I'm gonna try to find some other stuff to do too.
Yeah.
I don't like to sit idle, but
Mhm.
honestly, I'm actually glad I can actually share this story because I'm gonna be doing videos later. But I wanted to always, acknowledge how I even started because I wanted to launch my shoe line. But I was talking to one of the girls that I'm really really cool with this year, and I was just telling her how I just wanted something else to do, and I have a lot of what they consider deja vu a lot, and my Destiny was like, you say that a lot. You say you've seen this before. You say you've done this before. So she was like, you should find some. So okay, I cross stuff up all the time. So you got to follow me. Okay, so the girl that I was talking to, she and I were talking, and I was just telling her how I wanted to do something. Like I wanted to do my own business. I wanted to do something,
Yeah.
that I know that I could do. And then I went in prayer about it because that's what I always do. I've always been a person of guidance, and
Good.
what I mean by guidance is I've always asked God to guide me. Ever since I can remember, like ever since I started serving Him, I just believe in praying for God to show me my next steps. I
Mhm.
don't like to do things without Him involved. That's one thing I just can truly say.
Yeah.
And so I literally was praying. I was like, God, I really want something that I can do, that I'm already qualified for, that I don't have to go back to school for, because I do not want to have to go back to school. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah.
I'm not motivated to,
Good.
to study and to make A's and B's. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm old now. I don't have time for that. So I literally was like, Lord, give me something that I can do. And that's what she was telling me. She was like, why don't you, you just got to find something. What are you good at? And the only thing I could think of, the first thing in my head was, I can sing. Like, I think I do okay to make money as a singer, but I
Right.
ain't trying to do that.
Right.
But I
Slippery
said,
slope.
okay, Lord. I was like, what can I do? So I don't know if it was the next night or the next day or what, but I was working from home that day and I just, it was just on my mind. Like I just want something to do. So I started thinking about making clothes and stuff. And I sew a little bit,
Mhm.
and so I was like, I want to get better. So I was like, okay, let me buy all these sketchbooks, let me buy all these shoes. So I saw this book where they, design shoes and stuff. And I was like, maybe one of these days I can do that. Well, just so happens, instead of me wanting to design clothes,
Mhm.
I Googled. I don't know what I Googled to this day,
Hmm.
but the website came up for the shoe company that I'm about to, that I'm starting my business with. And I was like, well, let me click on it. So I clicked on it and it said, you want to design shoes, and they showed me how I can design the shoes and do this and do that. So I literally filled out the application, told them my story and why I want to do it. Most people don't know, but when I was in middle school, I used to draw clothes all the time,
Oh.
shoes, all that stuff. When I went to college, my first 2 years, I was actually going for fashion and merchandising and retail marketing. People don't know that either because I don't consider myself to be a fashionista. I really don't. I dress and wear and what makes me feel beautiful.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
And so I sent them my application. They sent it back to me and said, hey, we love your story. We think you're going to be approved for, to begin to work with us. So then all of a sudden, I got the official email saying, congratulations, you've been accepted. Now you can start designing your own shoes. And I was just like,
I'm sure
okay,
you were
God, is this for
excited.
real? I was like, is this for real? Like, I was like, and
You had a
so
double take.
right. And so basically, I was like, okay, well, let's get started. So I got started. I designed my first pair and then I paid for my designer certificate. So that design belongs to me.
Nice. Wow.
And then, so nobody else can duplicate that design because I've
Mhm.
designed it and it's protected. So
Right.
it wasn't until I opened up the realm for more shoes to be designed when I was going on a website and I was hitting certain buttons and I said I've seen this before. I said I've done this before.
Mhm.
Like I don't know where, but I've done this before. So I don't know if most of the time I've had a dream where I was doing exactly what it is that I've
Mm.
been doing and
Oh,
then I
wow.
start acting it out and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've seen this before. So I guess
Yeah.
that's what deja vu is. You've seen it
Yeah.
before, you've seen it happening. I don't know if it came in, I don't know how it came, but
Right.
I have had that moment with my business. And
Wow.
I'm just like, okay, so I'm hoping that I'm on the right track because everything seems to be flowing. And
Right.
so, yes, it's called Walk in Me. Because I can talk
Okay.
a lot about different stuff, but it's called Walk in
Right.
Me. And I thought about it, I was like, I looked it up. I want to do a business where it's not just catered to shoes, where I can actually expand it
Right,
to
of
clothing
course.
and accessories, book bags, purses, hats. And
Right,
so why not? Because I YouTubed it and it was like, make sure your name is something that can fit so you don't have to change it later.
right.
So I was like, hey, walk in me is perfect because not only can you walk in my shoes, you can walk in this hat, you can walk in this shirt, you can walk in
Yeah,
this bag. So I was
very
like, I don't
creative.
ever have to change my name again.
There it is.
So
Very
yes,
creative.
so I was like, all in one. I don't have to change it again and I can keep going. I'm really excited. I haven't launched it yet. I
Yeah.
don't have a date set in stone just yet.
All right.
But because I'm waiting on one last thing to happen, and then once that last thing happens, I'm going to give more details and I'm going to, put it out there and push it a little bit more forward. And it's kind of crazy because I wasn't on social media at all. And then I began to
Yeah.
get on and I began to tell people. And it's like everybody was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I
More.
can't wait. I was like,
More.
oh, wait a minute. I can't take it. It's too much love for me. And
Yeah.
so I'm really, really excited because, and nervous because
Yeah.
I know me, I love to help build other people.
Mm-hmm.
So to have other people jumping on board to help build me, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not my norm. I'm used to being like the mama, pushing all the kids to do great while the
Yeah.
mama sit back and drink water because she's
Right.
tired of pushing everybody.
Yeah. Like, don't go too far now.
Right.
Right.
So now I'm just like, wow, it's my turn.
Yeah.
It's my
Yes.
turn. And I don't have to watch anybody else for right now. I can still push
Right.
people, but it's my turn to walk. And
Yeah.
I'm celebrating that within myself because I'm nervous about it, but I'm
Yeah.
excited. I hope I didn't take up too much time because don't get me talking about stuff I love. You can't do that, Elijah. Talk about something I don't like and I won't talk, okay?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Never mind, that's not true because I'll tell you why I don't like it. So either way, I'm still
See, either way, you, this interview is amazing. Either way,
okay.
I think I'm so happy. This like you said, Facebook support and Instagram, especially social media, can be such a place where you will find people come from the woodworks that you would never have thought will be rooting for you. And of course, there's people that root for you in the silence as well. And I think that's amazing that you can. I do remember you went away from social media and then you came back and it didn't click because I'm like then now that you mentioned, I'm like, wow, yeah, you did really see like an influx of people really show excitement, and I think that's perfect for you. And I think that's the balance of nervousness and excitement is the key ingredients from what I personally felt, and I heard when I hear from other people, that's usually like the best combination you can have when you're going for something. And of course, whatever I can do, if time permits, I want to be able to push you as well.
Thank
And I'm
you.
glad I'm able to do this video and get people trouble the internet.
That's right. Let them know Bev is on her way. Okay, she's
Listen,
on her
listen.
way.
CEO Bev is here. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have arrived.
That's right. She has arrived. She's in the building. So I think this is I'm super excited for you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for taking the time to talk with me.
No, thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it, honestly, because I appreciate this time with people because we're in a pandemic.
Yes, yes, certainly. We really are, and you know, I'm so glad to have a voice through a pandemic. Like just throughout life in general is just a blessing to be able to sing praises to God and be encouraged. But through this pandemic as well, with so many discouragements and things like that, singing is such a valuable tool amongst the vast things that we could do to make life a little bit more easy every day. So keep on singing, please don't stop as long as God gives you strength.
Yes, pray for me. You too.
Yeah, certainly. I
I
definitely
be
will.
hearing your Karen runs, but you're not Karen. You're Karan. You're Karan.
That's a new one. I gotta send this to her staff on it. Yeah, see if they let me on their label now. I'm just playing. Well, thank you again for joining me on this video, and everybody. This is Bev Harris. She's on the rise. She's doing great things. She's a wonderful singer, a very humble sister. And would you tell the folk if and where they can contact you or follow you on social media and to see where your journey is going with Walk in Me?
Absolutely. So I have a YouTube channel. It's called Fly with Bev. Because I believe in being inspirational and encouraging people. So Fly with Bev. And then my Facebook is Bev Harris. Be careful because me and my mom have the same name. So you'll see my face versus hers. So but some people seem to add my mom instead of me. But anyway,
They
and
probably add both of
then
y'all.
huh?
They probably adding both of y'all.
And then on my Instagram, I have a business page for Instagram because I'm trying to keep it professional for the most part. I don't want to try to linger out too much in the personal realm. So for Instagram, it's Bev's Walk in Me DC. So it's no CD. I get that messed up.
I'll put it on the screen so they can see.
Yes, because I clearly just messed that up. So it's Bev's Walk in Me CD, as in custom design. So that's my Instagram handle. And I'm not on any other social media because I don't know what else is out there besides Twitter. I think
Right.
TikTok is out there, but I don't really know much about stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Bev, again
Thank
for
you.
this wonderful meeting and discussion. And stay tuned for the next video, guys. And let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions for Bev or any comments regarding what we discussed or any agreements or disagreements. Like this video and share it with your friends and family if you found value out of it. And have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye.